And this is our moment. It is our Sunday gathering number 277. Oh my goodness. That's a long time. I'm Sandra. If we haven't yet met, I'm joined with my wonderful friends Darren and Dominic today. And yes, that's right. 277 weeks ago, we started our Sunday gathering just to try to get through a dark time, never thinking it's going to continue probably for eternity. But while we're here, I know we're joined by so many community members, some for the very first time. One of the things that joins us truly does is the fact that we have experienced loss, grief. Some of our friends here today, it is the anniversary of someone passing. Some have a new resident in the unseen world, a loved one. We know from the news, we know from our own lives just how devastating it is right now. It's tough being human. So while we're here, we do our best. We really do to try to uplift, to try to motivate, to try to inspire, empower. And also, you'll see within our medium demonstration that our loved ones, although we cannot see them, they are very, very real. So, whatever brought you to the Sunday gathering today, whether you're here for the first time or you've been here before, I just want to say a warm welcome. Darren has designed our service today, so I'm going to pass it over to him to say more and get started with the opening prayer. But welcome, everyone.
Hello, Sandra. Thank you for that introduction and massive welcome to each and every one of you. And welcome to our 277th Sunday gathering. Do you know it's getting more and more of a mouthful to say now? So I'm going to have to simplify it somehow. But no, massive welcome. It's a pleasure and privilege as always to be part of this Sunday gathering for you guys and to work with my two amigos, Dominic and Sandra again. It's always joyous. I've chosen the theme for this week in the music and everything, so I hope you will enjoy. I've picked a theme called Moments, and I've left it as Moments because it's about seizing the moment, enjoying the moment, making moments, and living the moments. But we'll hear more about that, I'm sure, as we go along throughout our gathering. But today you've got myself doing the opening prayer, leading you into the address and the healing, and doing part of the that address and leading you into the reading, doing part of the address, and leading you into the healing. You've got Dominic, who will also be doing part of the address and our demonstration of mediumship, as well as our closing prayer. And then we have Sandra, our hostess for the mostess, doing all the behind the scenes stuff, doing the introductions, playing the music, and doing our closing words for the week. So without further ado, ladies and gents, if you'd like to join me for today's opening prayer. We come united here together as one, coming together to be of service in any way we can to unite the two worlds together as one under that banner of We Don't Die. And in coming together here today, we do so with no demands or no expectations, but allow our friends, helpers, and loved ones in that world we call unseen to be free and open to share their words and their thoughts through the minds of our workers here today, for each and every one of us to absorb, to bring us all those moments of joy, healing, and upliftment once again. And as we come together here today, we do so in a knowing and understanding there is no prejudice or discrimination in that world we call unseen. Each and every one of us comes here today as an equal and will be treated as an equal, allowing each and every one of us once again to be immersed in that unconditional love and that healing balm of the unseen world, as we allow ourselves once again to fall back into the arms of eternity and to come together in the joy and jubilation of bringing the two worlds together once again. Each and every one of us that works on behalf of the unseen world and works with the unseen world does this to our own understanding and our own knowledge, and we truly hope we are doing you proud and doing this in the correct way. So as we enter into this Sunday gathering once again, we do so with an open heart and an open mind, with smiles upon our faces, joy within our hearts, and positivity within our minds. And as always, we come together with an abundance of love so that we truly can create that perfect meeting ground in which the two worlds can come together once again. And as always, we ask that that healing balm continues to shine to all four corners of our world, bringing that same love, light, and joy to all those hearts and minds that may be in need here on this day. So without further ado, my friends, we welcome you here today. Amen. Our reading's going to be a little bit different today. You're not going to hear my voice giving you the reading, unfortunately, or thankfully, you may say. And we're going to play a video, and it's by a gentleman called Ryan Estes. And I picked this reading, I came across it, or this video, should I say, and it made me smile, it made me think, and I'm hoping it'll do the same to you guys. It's called Never Forget That Cup of Coffee. And anyone that knows me, I do love my coffee, which is what made me smile, as well as the content, obviously. But sit back, enjoy, and listen to this short video. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I love that line, I'm pouring happiness into people's lives. You know, we think making a cup of coffee is so simple, but you know, it just shows our behavior and attitudes what a difference it can truly make. So now we're going to go into our healing segment. And I want to touch on something that Sandra said at the very beginning for those that did missed it. Sandra's about to record her 500th episode of We Don't Die. Um, And when Sandra started recording these podcasts, she was doing it really for her own learning, you know, to understand more about the afterlife. Never did she realize the impact and influence it would have across the globe. That is just like healing. When we sit for healing, you don't always realize the impact it has across the globe. But just like Sandra, you know, vocalized. Wow, what an impact, what a difference. And we can all share in that as well. You know, we can all say the same back to Sandra. Your podcasts, wow, what a difference, what an influence, what a change. You know, where would we be without them? And I'm sure there's many people without realizing it across this world that are feeling the same about our healing. You know, where did that come from? How did that work? But you know what? We're not here to question how it works, how it's done. We're here to provide that power and that energy for it to be done. So let's all come together. You can close your eyes or you can watch the video, whichever you choose to do. But let's just send that joy, that love, and that happiness to anyone that comes to your mind, anywhere in the world you feel it needs to go. And let's allow the unseen world to do what they wish with this power and to bring that joy, peace, and that happiness to wherever it may be needed.
Wow, what an incredible song to start us off on this beautiful Sunday gathering. And what an incredible video as well, Darren. Thank you for taking a moment out of your life to share that with us in this moment. But what is moments, and how can we really make the most of the moments here in our life? It's a strange question, isn't it? But I guess if we really look at life and we try to measure up a lifetime, perhaps a lifetime really is just a moment of life. Every day we are blessed with opportunities to create moments. Sometimes the moments can be of happiness, joyful, fun. Sometimes in reality, moments can be sad, they can be hurtful, and they can be difficult. But again, we have to look at the equilibrium of weighing up moments. It's how we choose to see moments, and it's what we truly choose to do with it. But like that gentleman in the video said, that barista, she almost set out her life to make special moments for strangers, special moments for people that she didn't know. And I think that's very special. If we can try our very best to live in the moment and suck it all up and create a little piece of joy or happiness for someone else, then that is a very special moment to create. And I say that from experience. A few years back, I had two very, very special friends who created a very special moment for me. One of my dreams was always to swim with dolphins. And I never, ever, in my wildest dreams, ever felt that I would be able to go and do that. And it started to become just a distant dream. But these two friends had asked me if there was anything that you could do on this trip, what would you love to do? Says, well, I've always really wanted to swim with dolphins or even maybe see dolphins. And as most of you will know, I have very poor vision. So, number one, that would limit me. But these two amazing friends created a special moment for me by taking me to a dolphin aquarium, allowing me to sit and watch the dolphin show, even encouraging me to go straight up to the tank and really look in so that I could see to the best of my ability. As I watched the show, I could feel tears in my eyes. Was it tears of joy? Well, yes, it was tears of joy. Was it tears of seeing these magnificent creatures leap and backflip so effortlessly through the water? Well, yeah. But there was a part of me that felt tearful of the fact that these people created this moment for me. And no, the whole dolphin show wasn't just for Dominic, but for that moment, it really felt like it was. And just when I felt that that moment couldn't get any better, they encouraged me to go and have my photograph taken in the tank with the dolphins. I never quite swam with the dolphin, but I got as close to these beautiful creatures as I possibly could. Again, I felt like I was in heaven. I felt like I was doing something that I thought was never going to be possible. They chose to create that moment for me. And that for me is very, very special. Every day we have an opportunity to create moments, but we also have opportunities to experience moments as well. Sometimes we have moments that we need to just be present for friends or for family who are maybe going through their darkest moments of life. Doesn't mean that you can wave a magic wand and heal their broken heart or fix their wounds. But perhaps just being in that moment with them makes it that little bit easier. Sometimes moments we can feel very much alone. I know myself, I've experienced times where I have felt so alone. But then when people come to your aid and maybe just sit by your side, that moment becomes a little bit more easier to handle, a little less dark. Our late Queen once said, "We are only visitors to this time. We are only passing through." And isn't that so true if we try to sum up what life truly is? Some people have been blessed to have great fortune of life and health and perhaps make it to a very steady age, right up there, perhaps in the 90s and the hundreds. Some people's moments of life are only 5 or 6 years, but it's what we do with it. I truly believe that life itself is a gift. It's a gift that we have been given. By whom or by what, we can leave that to the self. But it's an opportunity for us to live. And in that life, we have opportunity to have moments with people of joy, of happiness, sad, celebration, whatever. But we are only passing through. That's why I start to look at life and think, this really could be over in a blink of an eye. And when I say over, I don't mean over, but what I do mean is this book that maybe we are reading is maybe coming to the end for us to then close that book and reach for the next book to open the new chapter. That's like life itself. We also have moments where we can go back, not go back in time, but go back and say, did I handle that situation well? Should I have said it differently? Did I do the best? Sometimes we have moments where we can try again and say, you know what? Last time I didn't do so well, but this time I'm going to smash it. I'm going to knock it out the park. Life, I guess we just have to do what we can with it. We can only be in the moment. I'm a true believer that we all are very guilty of trying to rush way through life. We're too busy, aren't we? It's too easy to go on our mobile phones and get the news, or collect our groceries, or go online and pick every grocery that you want, rather than leaving the house and maybe taking a moment of time to go to the store and actually hand pick your groceries and, well, do it yourself. We're not necessarily appreciating the moments of life anymore. And I think it's important to stop rushing the adventure. We need to take time out to say, I am here and I'm in the now, and I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to slurp up every moment that I am blessed to have on this earth. Every moment that I have with people, be it family, be it friends, or even be it with a stranger. Take note of that beautiful young girl, Lily, pouring happiness into her customers' lives. That absolutely costs nothing. But she chose to make a moment so special for that man whose life was a little bit turned upside down, feeling a little lost and feeling a little, probably lonely. She gave him a little bit of happiness. And that happiness, I'm sure there may have been a little spark of hope. And if that's all we can give someone, what does it do? How much does it cost? How do we measure someone's life? Well, we can look at what they've achieved. We can look at how much money they have in the bank. We can look at maybe the fancy car that they drive or how many houses they have. Well, that becomes materialistic. But does it measure up the life that they lived? I would like to be remembered, not that I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but I would like to be remembered by the moments that I shared with people, the moments of hopefully happiness and joy and hope and healing that I was able to create for strangers. I would like to think that I created a moment of my life when I walked along a beach and left my footprint in the sand. I would like to think that a moment that I'm taking now perhaps will have an impact in your life. But yes, moments, 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 moments. I guess the biggest thing that I'm really trying to hit home to you today is be in the moment. Be as much in the moment as you create the moment. Never rush through life. Even when the going gets tough, do not rush through it. Be present. I always tell a lot of my students, you're rushing through your mediumship. You're rushing to get to the finishing line. Please appreciate the journey, appreciate the adventure, and appreciate the beauty that comes with this moment. That's my thoughts on moments. That's what I will leave you with, is perhaps life itself is just a moment, and with a blink of an eye, another moment will come. So be present and just remember that we truly are only visitors to this time and that we are just passing through. So I will finish this moment with you and hand the next moment over to my dear friend Darren.
Thank you so much for that. And what a beautiful story. It truly brought a tear to my eye. So thank you for sharing your moments, Dominic. It's truly appreciated. I came up with this theme moments. Obviously, many of you know Scott's been away for a couple of weeks, and also I've been on my own, which sometimes is lovely. But sometimes it gives you time to think, and time to enjoy. And I was sat there on the sofa one day watching the television, and as you know, we've got many fur babies. The two of them, the two cats came and both sat on my lap. And every now and again, I'll send a photo to Scott. Oh, look at you! Look what I've got! Look what I'm doing! I said I'm enjoying a lovely moment with our babies, and he gets a bit jealous because he's away, he's homesick, and I kind of have a dig at him and says, "Well, so is you right for going away?" Um, but we share in these moments and we capture these moments, and we've got 6 babies in the garage as well, 6 bunnies. And we always share moments with them, but one of them became ill while he was away, so I had to take him to the vet. And I said to Scott, it's so funny when you're at the vet, when they're here with you, they're like children, they're running around, they're not really truly showing their affection and what have you, even though they do in their own sort of way. Every time I take them to the vet, they couldn't get as close any closer to me. They're trying to bury themselves in me, they're trying to hug me, they're trying to do everything they can. And even though it's not a nice scenario because you're in the vet, there's still that special moment, that special bond. It's that, oh, you feel that love from them, even though they do show it in other ways. And I always say to Scott, because it's usually me that takes them to the vet, I said, this happens every time. They're playing around, and the minute the vet comes near them, they try and get under my arm, they try and get in me, they try and get in my pocket, whatever they can do. But it's that special moments. And it kind of got me thinking, because I knew I was doing this Sunday gathering, what can I do for the theme? And moments came into my head. And I thought, do you know what? I feel lucky and privileged throughout my life. I've had loads of wonderful moments. And I look back at all the good, wonderful experience I've had, with Sandra, with Dominic, with other people. And I look back at photographs and I think, do you know what? If I was to go tomorrow, which I'm not planning to, I can truly look back and think, do you know what? I've had a wonderful life full of wonderful memories, wonderful moments. But I think sometimes we forget. We get so busy within our own lives and we set plans, we set goals, which we all do. And how many of us sit there and you think, I can't wait till November for that holiday. I can't wait till next year for the 50th. I can't wait till then for that, whatever it may be. And I've heard it talked about before. Sometimes we wish our lives away. And we all do it. We're all guilty of it. I can't wait until 6 months down the line when this is going to happen or that's going to happen. And sometimes we forget, well, what about the 6 months in between? What about that time in between that we're wishing away? We're looking forward to that vacation, that birthday, that Christmas, that whatever it may be. But we forget to focus on the here and now sometimes, I think. And we can have just as many wonderful moments in between than the moments we're going to have when we're on vacation and that. And yeah, we all go on vacations, etc. We go with friends and stuff, and we have wonderful memories to talk about, wonderful moments. But then what about in between? We've got to go to work, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. But like the girl in the coffee shop, she's gone in with that frame of mind, that attitude. I'm pouring happiness into people's lives. I'm creating that happy moment for people. Well, why can't we do that? I think we do that, but we don't necessarily reflect it as it being a moment for people. How many of us work in hospitality or any kind of environment where we're interacting with people? We all do. Dominic does, Sandra does, I do. And sorry to put it on Sandra, but if you look at Sandra when she mentioned about her 500 podcasts, how many people have listened to these podcasts, engaged in these podcasts, interacted in these podcasts? Wow, well, isn't that a moment? There's a 500th one coming out soon. Who's going to listen to it? That's going to create a wow moment or ah moment, whatever. I don't know what the podcast is about, so I can't predict it. But I'm sure it's going to be a moment for everyone, just listening to that person being interviewed and listen to their responses and their stories. When you see Dominic demonstrate shortly, some of you may be lucky enough to have some form of communication or interaction with your loved one. Wow, that's a moment in itself. Others on the head that don't get the communication, we get to witness that communication. That in itself is a moment. And when you think throughout our day-to-day lives, I work in the diner, as many of you know. Yes, in the kitchen, sadly, but I do get to interact with customers every now and again. They release me from the kitchen. And I go down and I interact and I engage with customers. And there's one lady, Rosie, her name is, she's been coming in for many years. She's probably near in her 90s. But she tells me stories of the war and she tells me stories of what she did when she was a kid. And for me, that's a moment. It's a moment for me. Wow, you've had a wonderful experience. What you've gone through, what you've done with yourself. But hopefully it's a wow moment for her as well, because somebody's listening and engaging, like the lady in the coffee shop. Sometimes it's how we behave and interact with other people that can create that moment for that person as well. You know, Rosie comes in the mornings. She might leave her house, she'll get on the bus, come into town, do her shopping, come into us for coffee, and then she'll go home. She may not speak to anyone for that whole day, but you know, for 20 minutes, I try and give her my time as much as I can without impacting on service and try and give her that conversation, try and give her that interaction, try and give her hopefully that happiness like the lady in the coffee shop did. And so then it kind of got me thinking. I thought, oh my God, we have moments every day and we don't necessarily look back on them as being moments or good moments. And actually they are. And if you think back to you guys, you know, look what you did yesterday. What interactions did you do? What did you experience? You know, so I think sometimes we do need to, and I'm my own worst person for this. I always wish time away. You know, oh, I can't wait to that vacation, can't wait to this, can't wait to that. But I think sometimes we need to slow down. We need to live in the moment. We need to seize the moment. And again, you know, how many times have you made a snap judgment or snap decision on something? Something's been presented to you. I'm one of these people, not so much now, but I used to mull things over, question things, you know, do the pros and cons of things. Now I've kind of learnt with life as I get older. Do you know what? Sometimes you just need to jump on that opportunity, seize that opportunity, and wow, you can be amazed at what happens. And do you know what? Sometimes we need to stop trying to be perfect. I remember a few years ago in the old house we was in, we had people come over, I think it was for New Year's dinner. So me and Scott went to all this effort, bought all these foods to do, you know, started cooking all the meats. I started cooking all the food in the oven. We only had a small oven back then. But unbeknown to me, you know, we're trying to create it perfectly. We're wanting the meat cooked perfect, the veg cooked perfect, all the accessories done, you know, beautifully. Unbeknown to me, Scott had gone into the oven to rearrange and do stuff in the oven as he does. I didn't realize this. I've opened the oven and all the meat has fallen off to the back of the oven, unbeknown to me. Scott had covered it in syrup and all sorts. And within minutes, I'm panicking, trying to get it all up, making that there's nothing going wrong. And within minutes, the house was filled with smoke, the fire alarms were going off. And you know, we all, the guests that was there for dinner came and helped us clear it all up, open all the windows and doors, get all the smoke out, get the fans out. It was a nightmare. But you know what? We all, you know, we managed to salvage the dinner. It was okay. It wasn't presented how we wanted it presented. It was cooked fine. It was edible. We all enjoyed it. But you know what? And one of our friends at the time recorded a video of it all going on. So we captured the moment and we talked about it. We laughed about it. And it wasn't till afterwards I thought, you know what? Sometimes we try so hard to create that perfect moment. Why not just go with the flow and see what happens? It's probably, you know, 10 times better moment than you was going to have. And for that, you know, for that moment it was. You know, we still laugh about it to this day and talk about it to this day. You know, and that's more special than I think having if we'd had the perfect dinner and all that, yeah, it would have been okay. We might have mentioned it, but we mentioned the disaster more than we do the perfect dinner. So live in the moment, seize every moment, and make the most of every opportunity. And you know that every day throughout our lives is moments we can seize, we can capture, and many of us now have these items, mobile phones. Wow, as much as a pain they can be, what a godsend. You can capture, I mean, I've got thousands of photos of mine. So we can either capture these moments now, whether it's in video, picture, whatever it may be. And I love going through my photo, looking at all these moments I've had in my life and how thankful I am to all the people in my life for helping me live these moments and have these moments and these wonderful memories. And when you're feeling down, you know, as we all get down sometimes, or have those moments of contemplation, you can look back. And I do now, and I look back at my phone, I'm like, oh my God, completely forgot about that wonderful moment. Oh my God, I forgot about that experience. And, you know, things happen within our life sometimes that, and I can only talk about Scott's recent experience where he had a cancelled flight. Me and Scott are known for having our flights cancelled. It's kind of a running joke. Everywhere we go, we have a cancelled flight. But you know what? We look in it as a moment. At the time, you don't. You're a little bit annoyed. You're a little bit angry. But we're like, do you know what? The airline can't do anything. You know, it's for whatever's happening, whether it's the weather, whether it's the fault of the aircraft, whatever it's going to be. They're looking out for our safety. So do you know what? let's enjoy the moment. Let's book into a hotel, enjoy an extra day of vacation, explore another place, whatever it may be. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to seize those moments. We could sit in the airport, we could scream, we could shout, we could cry. Is it going to change anything? No. Is it going to make it better? No. If anything, it's going to probably make us worse. We'll be more agitated, more stressed, more annoyed. Sometimes, go with the flow. Just smile. Someone's looking out for you because you're not going on a dangerous aircraft. You're not going to fly into bad weather, whatever it may be. You're being looked after. So seize that moment, seize that opportunity, and make the most of it. And I think that's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. I think with all of us, every day there's an opportunity to make a moment, a happy moment, a silly moment, a stupid moment, whatever it may be. Do things you've never done before. Don't make plans. Me and Scott, people that's been away with us, we don't make plans on holiday. We just get up, go with the moment, do what we fancy doing, go with the flow. And even on a night out, sometimes we don't even plan a night out. We just come in and say, do you fancy a night out? Yeah. And do you know what? Those on the spare moment things turn out to be the best things because there's no plans. You go with the flow. Anything could happen, and it usually does. And it just makes it more memorable, more fun. So, and I think that's what we need to do with our own lives now. I know, I'm speaking on behalf of myself here, but I'm sure we can all resonate. We need to slow down a little bit. We need to live the moment, stop wishing our lives away, and let's make the most of every moment we have. Make those memories and make those special moments truly matter. Because believe me, there's more than you think. So thank you for listening to me, and I'll hand you over to Mrs. Sandra.
Thank you very much, Darren and Dominic, for those words. You'll hear a little bit from me towards the end of 5 steps we can take to make ourselves happy, no matter how difficult life is. But first, we're going to have our demonstration of mediumship. We love to have this part of a Sunday gathering just to let everyone know that our loved ones are still around. They keep an eye on us. They interact with us in our lives. Of course, they continue to learn and grow in the heaven or the unseen world, whatever you want to call it. But they are with us. They truly, truly are. I don't know how it happens. We'll find out someday, but they can multitask. They certainly can. They're just a breath or a heartbeat away. So this is just an honor and a privilege to be able to be included in this every single Sunday. We've had thousands of friends and family from the unseen world come through. You may or may not get a reading today, but I say that the folks that come through from the spirit world are here for all of us. Just like my words, Dominic's words, Darren's words are meant to serve close to 150 people here with us today. Those folks from the spirit world, by demonstrating just how close they are, that they are witnessing parts of our lives, that messages that come through, you might sit there and go, gosh, I could really use some of that message. Well, I do believe, however they choose who's coming forward in the spirit world, that they are here to serve all of us. With that being said, there will be some members of our community that will get readings here today through Dominic. We want everybody to be on the edge of your seat. Yes, we do. Listen in. The spirit world knows exactly who's on our Sunday gathering today, whether you're here joining us on Zoom, whether you're calling in today, your loved ones know you're here. And just because we get a few members of the spirit world that come through, all of our loved ones are here. I think they take special time on Sundays and they're snuggled in by your side, closer than close. Can you just picture them? Everybody looking at the screen right now? That's what I picture, anyways. So Dominic will give some details about the spirit person that has connected with him. So yes, when we migrate to the other side, we're still people. We still have our sense of humor, our individuality, and that often shines through with some of the things that come through. We've seen some people with some great senses of humor. So I'm glad we get to take that with us. So he'll give a description of the spirit person that has stepped forward to him. And we want you to listen in. And if this is somebody you know and recognize that no longer walks this earth, we want you to press your raise hand button. Now, this could be a friend, a family member, could be somebody you work with, could be somebody distant. But I feel like you get this little tug on your heart, like, oh, I know the person he's describing. If that is you, we want you to press that raise hand button. So whatever kind of device you're on, if you could find that for me and just practice with it, press the button, depress the button, see what happens. You'll notice it goes from raise hand to lower hand. Now, ideally, we want you to take all the information that Dominic has shared as your person. What can happen is if you think, oh, I can just take part of it. Well, sometimes we get 18 people with their hands up. That doesn't work. To get to the person quickest, if you can take all the bits of information, press that raise hand button. Sometimes there's many people that can take all the bits of information. So Dominic will continue to work. And if you hear something that's not a match, well, then you can lower your hand. It really is as simple as that. Hopefully technology works for us. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but we're in this together. If you are the person that gets the reading today, I press a button on my side. You're going to get a flash on your screen. It says host would like you to unmute. And that's the only time you'll be able to see the unmute button. Anytime we go over 100 people, which is every week, we unfortunately can't see each other. So we just rely on that button. But when you see that unmute button pop up, you'll want to press that. We will not see you. You will not be on camera. Don't worry. But when you work with Dominic, or if you ever work with a medium from now to eternity, your job is simple. Let them do the work. All we need from you is a yes, no, or I don't know to the information that they give. Let the medium do the work, okay? We want everybody to know that Dominic and our other medium friends are working with our loved ones in the spirit world, that you're not volunteering the information, okay? So that's the deal. Yes, no, or I don't know. And what else can I tell you about that? Everybody else, just keep pulling it forward like this message is just for you, because trust me, your loved one is right there with you. And they want you to know that they love you. That's the biggest message of all. So we always like to play a song before our demonstration. And what I do is, it's just me as I picture everybody in the room with a big smile on the face and just happy to be here. Of course, it's not just on Sundays, but that's what I picture. Raise the energy a little bit. Think of those special moments perhaps that you had with them, or if your loved ones are still with us, just think of happy times together. We're going to play the song and then we'll be back with the demonstration. So this song is called Are You With Me? Here we go. I'm with you. That sounds fabulous. Welcome back, Dominic. Thank you for your wonderful
Thank you
words.
so much. We are together and we are with each other. So what a beautiful, beautiful song. Well, as I was just becoming aware of the spirit world, I was becoming aware of a lot of Irish accents, which was really quite interesting. But I know that I want to talk about Dad in the spirit world. And I know that Dad would have passed at home. And I keep getting the impression of either him passing in the bathroom or on his way to the bathroom. But I know that he would have collapsed, is the impression that I get here. I know there would be a connection to the name Frank or Francis, and also there would be distance of either a brother or a cousin that would have been known as Paddy or Patrick, as I connect with him as well. I know that I would have family both here in America, but also distant family back home in Ireland as well. But I know that the passing would have been sudden because I know that he would have been found this way. He would have been found collapsed, either on his way to the bathroom or at the bathroom.
Thank you very much. All right, friends, this is now audience participation. If you recognize this gentleman, please press your raise hand button. Brianna has her hand raised. Brianna, you should see that unmute button now. If you could press that. Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hey, Brianna.
Hi.
Hi, so you understand this as being Dad, sweetie?
It's my mom's father, it seems like.
Your mum's father, your grandpa. And you understand where I get the feeling of the passing at home and connecting to the collapse?
We think that's his father.
Okay. You understand where I've got the connection to Patrick or Paddy?
That's his father.
Perfect, wonderful. And you understand also whether it would be the Frank or the Francis?
That's my mom's dad.
Perfect. Okie dokie. It's interesting because I was very aware now. This is different from what I was picking up, but it's making sense to me now. But would you understand when Dad passes to the spirit world, which is obviously Brianna's grandpa, when Frank passes to the spirit world, within the same year, was there a brother or another male that passes around? Because I felt there was two passings, not necessarily one after each other, but I felt there was two passings. And I feel to bring that together, is there a Michael or Mike or Mick?
No.
Not that I know of. No.
Not that you know of. Okay. I still feel I want to talk about the two males coming together in the spirit world of passing. And I almost feel if it's not his brother, then it would be like a cousin. Okay, but I feel two passings simultaneously. But I know as I connect with Frank, he does make me feel very much that we didn't expect or we weren't prepared for his passing. Okay.
True.
And I know as he's connecting here with me, he does talk about the clan. So I know as he does this, he talks about all the family, having such a big family, having a lot of family, and he keeps making me feel it keeps growing and growing, if I can say that as well, which I'm sure he loves. But would you understand where I want to talk about still having family back in maybe Ireland and also family here in the States?
Absolutely.
Yes. And wasn't there talk just very recently about family going to visit other family for maybe the first time or, a get together?
Yes.
Yes, because I know as your dad's connecting here with me, he keeps saying to me, "This is incredible. This is amazing." So I know that he's very excited to talk about seeing the families coming together, seeing the stories and the moments and the memories that are going to be shared. Is certainly what I feel he wants to acknowledge as well here. But this is interesting. Wasn't there something to do with wasn't there something to do with tracing back family that had came here to the States and then went further afield? And I don't know then if that was the States and then to maybe the West Coast or then going to Australia, but I feel I want to talk about jumping the ponds.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Because I feel as I look at the family here and I listen, it's almost like they were well traveled, they got around. But I also know somewhere there would have either have been connections to the traveling community, or some people know it as the gypsy community. But I know going back, we traveling is what we done. Going back is what it keeps making me feel. So I feel very much this family always moved around, if I can say this to you.
Yes.
And do you understand any connections to a surname of maybe Docherty or Donaghy?
Uh, hmm. I
Mm,
don't know it.
You don't understand whether there would have been connections to May or Mary Docherty?
Mary.
it sounds similar to something in
Okay. As long as you understand, but just as I'm listening, I'm not bringing her in to communicate, but just as I'm listening, I'm aware of that pronunciation of how it sounds to me, if I can say this. I know at this moment, as I'm connecting to the family, as I'm connecting to them all, I know there's a lot of excitement of seeing this family coming together and seeing the memories come. I know that I want to talk about this trip will then leave from Ireland and then maybe take further into Europe or go somewhere else. But it's almost like a hop, skip, and a jump, which is involving more travel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me.
Perfect. Wonderful. I know there's excitement with that, and I know that this is something that everyone is very happy with. I know that Dad feels he didn't get to say his farewell to you both. So I know he's using this opportunity to remind you that he is only a step ahead. He didn't leave, he didn't abandon ship, he's only a step ahead. So please know that he's with you all, he's watching over you. And Mum, aren't you been having problems with your eyes?
Oh, yes.
Yes, because he just says to me, he says, I need to reassure her that I'm being her. You can't say that, buddy. He said, no, God, he's a bit of a joker, your father, isn't he? He thinks he's a
Yes.
little bit like Billy Connolly, doesn't he? But he just says to me that I'm trying to be her guide dog. Yeah. So just know that he's really aware of what's been going on around you as well. And you would understand who Agnes would be? Agnes?
Oh.
No.
Are you sure?
No.
No, I don't know. Agnes.
Okay, give me 1 second. I want you to have a look to see if Agnes would connect to Dad's mum for me. Okay. But
Okay.
I feel it's just going up that little generation. I feel they're actually having a big, what I would call a big party, a big soiree. So, Solange Var and all that's going on is what I would certainly say to you. So look
Oh.
after yourselves, create the moments when you are all together. Like Darren said, there's no excuses for no photographs. Okay. So lots of pictures. We've all got the cell phones, and that for me is very important because there's something to do with a lot of photographs where Dad's family's concerned being lost through time.
Oh.
Okay, girls, thank you so much for allowing me to share that moment with you.
Thank you.
You're so very welcome. Boy, you're tall. I'm very much aware of this gentleman stepping forward here just now. And the moment I connect with him, he is extremely tall. So I know as I'm connecting, he's either 6'3" or maybe even going on 6'4". I know that he would have been an athlete. I am very much in my mind connecting with him of feeling that maybe if he didn't get drafted at some point for NFL, then he almost would have made it to the NFL leagues or whatever you call it. But I know I want to talk about he would have been very up there within his career. He does tell me to say that you all still have several of his trophies and several of his memorabilia, his photographs, his pictures. I don't really know what he's doing here. It's bizarre. But I know as he's connecting here with me, he does make me feel very much that he goes to the spirit world prematurely. And again, I feel very much maybe him passing in his late 40s, early 50s. But that's the impression I get with him. Extremely tall, very much within the NFL or the football. There's something to do with the sport connected with him as I connect here with him. And I know as I almost feel like I should be connecting to brother to sister for some reason. But I also want to talk about his trophies, his memorabilia, all still have a pride of place within the family, is certainly what I want to say here as well.
Thank you, Dominic. All right, friends, who understands this? Gentlemen, you know what to do. Press that raise hand button, please. I feel everyone thinking. Who knows this gentleman?
I'm just going to throw this out there. I keep feeling like I can hear the name Jeff or Jared, like Jared, being called in some sense with him as well. So I do want to pop that in there. I do feel he's passed with his heart, because I feel very much my heart racing. Certainly what I want to say with him as well.
Thank you.
I don't know if the
Understand.
sister's name's Michelle, but I keep hearing Shell or Michelle as well. So I'm just going to bring that in. And if he's not the brother, then I would open it up to maybe being a cousin. But I'll hold with that.
All right, we have Emily with her hand raised. Hi, Emily.
Hello, I think this is for my husband potentially.
Right. Okay, sweetie, if you just very quickly just tell me what you understand, sweetie.
Understand the height,
Yep.
the athletic,
Yep.
part, not football. But I can actually pass over to my husband if you don't.
Oh, okay.
Easier.
Just very quickly, do you understand where I would get the impression of like trophies and memorabilia of his sport still being in the family?
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
this is her husband, David. Yes,
Hey,
absolutely.
Dave. Perfect, perfect. And do you understand as well where I've got the feeling with him of feeling like his passing being quick or issues with his heart?
Yes.
Yes, because it's so funny because the moment that I connected with him, he kept almost like putting his arms around me, like, I want to give them a big bear hug. I want to give them a big hug because I feel that that's what he would have been known for, or that's what people would still say they miss is his big embracement. Do you understand that?
I do.
And it's funny, obviously, I don't know what height you are because I don't see you, but I feel like I want to almost like say, always remember I'm the bigger one, or come here, doesn't matter, I'm the big, and just I just want to embrace you. So maybe as brother to brother, like you pushing off, like, stop it, get on. He just keeps telling me to say he didn't get to tell you how proud of you he was. And I feel as he's connecting here with me as well, he's telling me to say, you know, a father also?
Wait, what was the last question? Did you
Are
say, am
you
I a
now a
father?
yes.
No, I'm
No.
not.
Where am I getting the impression of him talking about other children around then, like being involved in sport?
I was going to say our Great Danes, he always considered our children, but that
No,
would
don't
be,
do that. I know that's definitely children, but I feel like he's almost like being this great, incredible, like uncle and role model from the spirit world where kids were concerned. If he didn't have, if that's not connected to family, he must have then either volunteered or spent time teaching kids or within a camp or something.
he did with some extended family as an uncle.
Perfect. That's
Uncle.
good. That's okay. Perfect. I know also as he's connecting here with me, he keeps making reference to um I don't know if there's a feeling of him always in transit or if he moved and didn't come back, but something just makes me feel that when he did pass away, there was something to do with a memorial of bringing him home.
Yes.
Yes, because I know he wants to acknowledge the fact that he was so pleasantly touched and surprised of how many people had come from different parts of his life to come and celebrate the man that he was, if I can say this to you.
Virtually, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And I feel as he's connecting here with me as well, he keeps laughing, but was there something to do with your brother being on television?
No, I'm the only boy of
So your
his.
your 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 brother, he was never on television.
No, I do not have a brother.
Oh, now you're confusing me because I believe this was your brother.
Oh no, father.
Oh, it's your father. My apologies.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry about
okay,
that.
that's okay. But I still keep getting this feeling of something to do with on television. Who was on television? Um, and I want to make a reference as well to the Brady Bunch. So for me, that's talking about the family.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And again, bringing all the family together. So for me, I want to talk about going to camps and having vacations, the trips where all the family would get together.
Yes.
Yep. And more so, I want to talk about camping. Okay. And when I'm saying camping, I want to talk about camping with tents. I'm not talking like going to a camp or a cottage. And I just get the impression of your father, if this is the way you're seeing it, spent as much time as he possibly could in the moments, even when the moments weren't always the greatest. Okay.
Yes.
But what he is telling me to say is he wants to remind you or reassure you that you are perfectly well and perfectly fine with the man or the gentleman that you are today.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
feel if he could give you a trophy or give you a medal, he would. And I don't know if this is to do with something that you have medically came across or triumphed yourself, but just know that he is rooting for you. And if he could give you a medal, he certainly would himself.
Thank you. I appreciate
You
that.
are very welcome. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this moment with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you, Emily. So I'm very much aware of Dad stepping forward from the spirit world here. And the moment that I connect with Dad, I know that Dad, if he wasn't a doctor, then he was heavily involved within the medical field because I can see within my mind here his certificates of his doctorates. I feel there would be not a tool bag, an equipment bag, or yeah, a tool bag or a bag that he would have used for his stethoscope, his needs is certainly what I want to acknowledge here. I feel as I connect here with him as well, there would be um, a great sense of either Dad's. I don't know if his memory starts to go or if there's a condition, perhaps like ALS or Huntington's, but I feel there's a condition that feels him being very depleted, not very cognizant as I connect here with him as well. But I know as he connects here with me, his passion, his life was dedicated to looking after people. I want to say children, looking after people, caring for people. And that's why I feel within the medical field, if I could say this, I feel there should be a connection to the name George with him as well, because I keep hearing the name George.
Thank you. Who understands this, gentleman? Raise your hand. All right, we have Sunshine. If you would press your unmute button. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sunshine.
Hi.
Hey, you understand this with Dad?
Yes.
You understand Dad being a doctor or in the medical field?
Oh, yes. Everything was yes, except for our children.
Okay, perfect. Would you accept if I says to you with the children then, sweetie, that he also would have been a grandpa?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, now my misinterpretation, but that's okay. But do you understand why I get the impression of him dedicating his whole life to caring and looking after others, but then he needed to accept and allow people to care for him because of his condition?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know that he was stubborn, and I know that's easy to say, but something makes me feel that there may have been a point where he wasn't able to move his hands or hold on to maybe a cup or something. Was there something that really restricted his mobility muscular?
Just at the end.
At the end, because I know I want to thank my friends, my family, my people who cared for me, for helping me drink, for helping me eat, for helping. I keep wanting to talk about bringing cookies, but you know, cookies when you put ice cream in between two big, like chocolate chip cookies. I feel I want to talk about treats. But he's wanting to thank his family for the way that they came to support him when he wasn't able to do it himself.
Okay.
Now, I want to talk about this bag. So, would there be something to do with like a bag or a satchel or a back, not a backpack, a briefcase that belongs to Dad that someone still has in the family, sweetie?
Doesn't still have, but he always had one.
Okay, because I also feel that I'm going to stick with this just a little bit more, but I almost feel there would be either like a stethoscope or some other pieces of equipment that would be different from then to now that maybe is still somewhere lingering within family to a degree. Okay, but I know he's acknowledging to me that people have chosen to hold on to sentimental pieces of this beautiful man, and some pieces have then been let go or been given to other people as well. Okay, but he's making me feel, Sunshine, that his passing to the spirit world was a breath of fresh air for him, sweetie. He makes me feel it was time for him to go. He was more than happy to leave his life physically behind, knowing that his family were okay and that they knew he would be okay. Okay. But I know as he's connecting here with me, he is telling me to say, and I know you won't admit to this, and that's okay, but he's laughing and he's telling me to say that this year he has seen that you have got a little bit more stubborn like him just now. And he's telling me to say it's okay to sometimes say, I need a little bit of support with this, or I need a little bit of help, or I need a time out. So, whatever's going on in life at the moment, sweetie, he sees that there's a little bit of reluctantness or stubbornness, and he's watching. Okay. But he's telling me to remind you. He's telling me to remind you that you come from strong people, and just to remember that things will take care of themselves. Things will take care of themselves. Okay. He does make me feel, and I'm sorry for saying this, okay, but he does make me feel that he wasn't always easy to appreciate love or receive love or compassion. Was he sometimes quite closed, sweetie?
Yeah.
Because I feel not that it was a bad thing, but I just feel he was maybe so up there as well. Because I feel like always maybe reading or always looking at journals, and I know that he would have written some journals or papers as well.
Yes.
Yes, because I just feel it's not that he's closed off. He's always thinking of the next thing or the next project or the next thing going on is the easiest way that I could describe. I did mention the name George. Do you understand George?
That's his dad.
That's his dad. Perfect. And also, if I was to say to you, would there be a Donald or a Daniel that would connect at all?
No.
Nope. Perfect. I may be moving then, sweetie. But just very quickly, very quickly, have you been having difficulties or having issues with your car at the moment, your vehicle?
No.
No, perfect. I'm going to move then, sweetie. I sincerely thank you, and I want you to know that your dad is more than content and happy and back in shape, and he wants you to know that it was his time to go, and he was able to pass with his peace and his dignity thanks to his family.
Thank you, Dominic.
Sunshine, thank you so much. Are you a mechanic or do you work with cars? What are you talking about? All right, okay. So I'm very much aware of another gentleman stepping forward here just now, and I know that this gentleman would have worked with cars, but it's interesting because I feel like he may have also have been like a salesman. Maybe he sold cars or owned his own car sales business or mechanical business. But I want to talk about the sales of cars and knowing the cars inside out here as I connect with him. I also feel as I connect a little bit more with him, there would have been issues that started to affect his lungs. So I know that there's either pneumonia going on, ammonia, but I know that there would have been issues with this gentleman with his chest and his breathing as I connect here with him also. I know that the family members would have memories of him also teaching them how to drive and trying to teach them the ins and outs of the cars as well. I feel one too. He either has two daughters or more than one daughter, but I want to talk about multiple girls as I connect with him also.
Thank you, Dominic. Who understands this gentleman? Raise your hand. We have Shelley and Carrie, both with their hands raised.
Wonderful. Let me just double check to see if I can get any more with him. I want to make sure that I'm connecting to what feels to me dad for one of these girls, and I'm curious to know if they have memories of dad teaching them how to drive.
All right, Shelley and Carrie, can you understand this as dad? Their hands remain up.
Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to bring over the Dan or the Dawn from my last connection. Does either of you beautiful girls have a Dan or a Dawn that would connect within the family also?
Thank you. If you can still understand all this information, put your hand up. Well, we're going to talk to Carrie. Hi, Carrie. If you could press your unmute button. Hello.
Hi, Dominic.
Hi, Carrie. Just very quickly, sweetie, if you could just tell me what you understand, darling.
My dad's name was Don. He was in car sales. He 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 didn't exactly teach me to drive, but he had a lot to say about how I drove and
Okay.
we should drive. And I am one of two sisters.
Perfect, sweetie. Thank you. Now, I know just as I'm starting to connect with him a little bit more, he also brings a sense of laughing about when you reply back with he had a lot to say about the driving. So I do want to just say that he still finds that funny. He still sits on that judgmental side of watching as well, if I can say that to you. He does make me feel, sweetie, if I can say that to you, that he would have liked to have stuck around a lot longer, if I can say that to you. So would dad have passed relatively young per se?
Absolutely,
Yep,
yes.
because I know as I'm connecting with him, he keeps telling me, I'll say it in a minute, he keeps telling me to say, if I could have been here and still telling y'all what to do, he says, best
Absolutely.
believe it, girl, I would. Best
Yeah.
believe it. But I know also in some way there may be memories as I connect with him. Show me again, buddy. I want to talk about cotton candy. We call it candy floss. And I feel I want to talk about taking trips either to going to the seaside or going to the beach. And I feel like this is something that maybe he has seen family doing just now. Has there been any trips to the seaside or?
I'm just back. I'm just back from the seaside, but I didn't have cotton candy, but there's a
That's okay.
connection for sure.
As long as you understand that, sweetie. But
Yeah.
also as I connect here with him, and again, I'm not always the greatest with information when it comes to this, but would you understand where I want to talk about a young girl who would have what I can only, I don't know if I've got Down syndrome or if I've got needs that need help,
Absolutely.
because he's telling me
Absolutely.
to say that he's around and he's blowing kisses and bubbles and being around this young girl, if I can say that to
Thank
you
you very
also.
much, Dominic.
Okay.
Thank you very
And he
much.
just Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And he just keeps telling, no, we can't. You know the song, What Shall We Do If a Drunken Sailor? What Shall We Do?
Yes.
He's just saying,
Yes.
and I just feel what he's trying to say to you, sweetie, is things have been a little bit up and down and round and whatever. And he's just trying to say, you know, be in the moment of remember the times, the jokes, and even if it means singing a silly song or drunken sailor or whatever, he just says, be you, be human, be yourself. He says, that's
Thank you.
okay. Very quickly, do you know if there was something to do with your father connecting to the car sales ever being printed in a newspaper?
Probably,
Okay.
Dominic. I'm sorry, I
Yep.
don't know.
That's okay, because I just feel there's a great sense of him being proud with him and his colleagues of
Yes,
opening up this branch or opening up the
yes,
first sales of
yes,
Volkswagen or something, because he's very
yes,
proud of it, sweetie, is what I need to say to you. Very
yes.
proud of it.
Thank
I
you.
could be moved, but do you understand the name Keith? No, doesn't feel right, sweetie.
Not coming to me.
No,
No, it's not
that's
coming to me.
absolutely fine. Just know that Dad was with you at the seaside. You've
Thank you.
got the connection with the cotton
Thank
candy
you.
or the candy floss, and just spread that love with that young girl that he's making reference to as well, sweetie. So thank
Absolutely.
you so much for allowing me to share that moment with you, sweetie.
Thank you,
Okay.
Dominic. Thanks so
God
much.
bless you. Thank you so much. So I've got a younger male stepping. Well, it's all boys today, isn't it? I'm lucky. I've got a younger fella stepping forward here just now. I feel he may be in his late teens, early 20s. But what he keeps showing me here, which is interesting because it's not my type of thing, but I want to talk about like Marvel characters and Avengers. So I want to talk about like Superman, Batman, Iron Man, all this type of things. I know that this would have been a big thing for him. I know that he would have had the t-shirts, he would have collected posters, he would have went to all the movies. And something just makes me feel as I connect here with him, there was nothing more that could have been done to save him. And I feel there would either be something to do with organ failure or I don't know if there was issues going on with his blood, so maybe leukemia or issues with the blood, the liver, the kidneys not working. But I know that he keeps telling me to say that his journey of his health is finally over. He doesn't have this issue anymore. It's all good. It's okay. I feel I want to say something like Cody, because that keeps coming up as well. And I don't know if this is connected to the family or to him. But I also want to talk about Maddie or Madeline, as I'm connecting with him also.
Thank you very much. Who understands this young man? Please press your raise hand button. No hands
That
up
would be a
just
no
yet.
one. Give me 1 second. Come on, buddy. You need to give me something more. I keep seeing this AD name, so I'm curious if there's maybe an Adam or an Adrian, but I keep getting this AD name that I feel should be significant also.
Thank you. Sometimes we have to think out of the box. May not be immediate family. Who understands this young man?
If I was to try to place his relationship, I almost feel I'm in-laws or cousin. I don't feel I'm immediate like a brother or a son. I feel I'm gently to the side with him, is what I want to say. Come on, buddy, you can do this. Come on.
Did anyone take most of this information? Raise your hand.
I feel also going back to 2014 for some reason. I'm not sure if this is when he passes, but I feel I'm going back a little bit to 2014 also.
No one is raising their hands, Dominic.
Do we have a Christy or a Christine or like anything like this name at all with us? Because I keep wanting to make a reference to this for some reason.
We have two Christines.
So maybe if that will help, if any of Chrissy or Christines maybe can recognize.
We have a Christina. All right, we've got a hand raised. Crystal. Crystal, if you could press your unmute button. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Crystal, I know you might not be getting all of the information, so if you just tell me maybe what you can understand, I will feel if it feels okay.
I had a cousin named Anthony, and he did die, if I'm not mistaken, of leukemia.
Yep.
I'm not sure about the Marvel stuff, uh, but I think it's been maybe about 5 or 6 years, and he was a
Okay.
cousin of mine.
Okay, perfect. Your boss cousin. Okay, that feels okay. Let's go with it. Just very quickly, do you know if there's any like Maddie or Maya, Maddie, any names like this at all connecting with him?
Um, I'm not too sure. I know he had a daughter, but I
Okay, I know that
don't
this would
know
be
the name.
someone still alive, is sort of what I would say. But
Yes.
let me just feel with it because it feels okay because obviously the condition. I know as he's connecting here with me, he would talk about family being spread out, if I can say this to you. Okay, it does make me feel family spread out, but I know as he's connecting here with me there must be something to do with you, him, his family, your family not being around each other for quite a while before passing.
Yes.
Yes, because I know as he connects here with me, he keeps telling me to acknowledge the fact that just because we weren't hand in hand or always together, he knows that the love was always still there. Okay.
Yeah.
He does make me feel, and I'm not going to get into it too personally, but what I do want to say to you as I connect here with him is he can see your dark moments just now, and he is stepping up for you, or he is showing up for you. So I'm again not getting into it with you because it's private and personal, but just know that he is holding the light for you just now, sweetie. Okay, he's really just trying to pick you up and embrace you and get you forward, is certainly what I want to say here. There is a lady that's just stepped forward with him. Would I be correct to say your mum has also passed?
No, sir.
No, his mum?
His mom is still alive.
Who's the lady? Come on. Do you understand like a Marguerite or a Marg or anything?
Yes, like a Margie,
Yep.
having to do with one of our extended family members. She
Okay.
recently died.
She recently, okay, perfect. My apologies for misplacing it, but just the way she came forward, I know it's important for her to be acknowledged so that it can be referred to the rest of the family to know that she's made her transition. She's perfectly swell, she's happy, she's good. And I just keep feeling a great sense of my family need to now know that I found my place. I found my peace. So if you see fit to pass that forward for Margie as well, that would be wonderful. That may be where the Mia or the Maya comes in, so please forgive me with that. But with your cousin, sweetie, as he's connecting, he keeps telling me to say, he'll always be there for you when you need him the most, whether it's tomorrow, next month, or 10 years down the line. He says, blood is thicker than water. We all got to look out for each other. Okay. So please know that whatever's going on, he's there for you. He's got your back. And I sincerely thank you for allowing me to share that moment with you. It's almost like he's portraying himself now as a hero, a superhero. And hey, we'll take any hero, girl, won't we? But sincerely, thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you, Christelle. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Miss Champlain, I will surrender back to you, my sweetie.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Friends, please know, I know it seems crazy sometimes to think that our loved ones have survived death. It does. I understand it. I've been a skeptic all of my life. But if you think right now we're living on a planet with billions of stars and planets out there in an ever expanding universe, and even if you look at yourself, quantum physics has proved down to our tiniest little bit, all we are is invisible vibrating energy. It's crazy to believe, but energy cannot be destroyed. We go on. We do. After all these many years and all that I've witnessed, even taking my own classes, I know that they're still around. Keep talking to them. Thoughts and memories and those moments that pop into your mind that you can't explain. Those can be just little gentle reminders that they're still with us. All right. So they are with us. To find out more about Dominic, you can visit his website, dominicboag.com. He's got a great book with his story called The Voice of Spirit, The Boy Next Door with the Incredible Gift. You can meet Dominic, Darren, Scott Milligan, and other friends at some upcoming afterlife retreats. There's one in November in the Netherlands, and they've just announced Plymouth, Massachusetts for April 2026. These are incredible experiences. You can go to togetherwithspirit.com. Now, you know, I love sharing good afterlife people. Our friends at IANS, which is the International Association for Near-Death Studies, they have a yearly conference, and this is a big one. It's 50 years now since Dr. Raymond Moody coined the term near-death experience. So Dr. Raymond Moody, a bunch of doctors and scientists, and over 100 people who have had near-death experiences are going to be at this. You don't have to join in person. Certainly you can. It'll be the end of August in Chicago, but they're also live streaming it, so you can watch the whole thing. If you're interested, there's a website called iands.org, IANDS.org. Okay. Also, tomorrow, Scott Milligan, and I'll be there too, is starting a 4-session trance and the altered states course. You don't have to want to be a trance medium, but what I tell people is it helps quiet that busy mind and put us in a place that we're able to receive those subtle signs and signals and feel that love, that tingle from our loved ones. Also, it's an opportunity for healing, for peace. And if you're studying mediumship or you want to really get in touch with your soul's potential, it strengthens that. So it's a great course. You can join live or you can watch the replays. Everything we offer always has a money back guarantee. On Tuesday, you can sit with Scott, sitting in the power hour, just to do that spiritual recharge. On Friday, he's back for what we call In the Arms of Eternity. It's an opportunity to send healing, and also it's a trance medium demonstration. So you may have heard about our new book called Conversations with Eric. It's an opportunity to ask Eric, a friend in the unseen world, questions. So they're really, really wonderful. You can find everything and more at wedon'tdie.com. You can click on the store page. You can click on the Sunday gathering page if you like. You can register for next week. We have the wonderful Lawrence Saville that is going to be with us. He'll be our medium and our speaker next week. Also, we've got some kind members of our community who have donated to make our Sunday gathering possible for all of us. You know who you are. Thank you so much. If you should ever wish to donate, you can find that also on the Sunday gathering page. We also have past Sunday gatherings to watch, as I hope you know that they are inspiring and they're a good reminder that our loved ones are around. So you can watch those as well. Again, all at wedon'tdie.com. Now, a few weeks ago, you might remember a wonderful lady named Kim Hodis who gave our address. Kim is the happiness speaker. And believe it or not, she has 2 children in the spirit world. So how does a woman who has had so much loss, how does she keep speaking about happiness? You know, it's difficult. Well, I was reviewing the past episode that I did with her, and I just jotted down her 5 top recommendations to create happiness and bring up that level of joy. The first one is being present in our lives. It is really easy to think about the past or the future. Do everything you can to show up in the present moment, like the gentleman we're talking about, because presence really is a gift. And just feel how you feel present in your body, paying attention to everything. Even if you're out for a walk, look at the leaves, look at the ground, be present. And I tell you, the present moment is also the way when our mind is quiet, our loved ones can sneak in and we can feel their presence. The second thing is look for the good. Even in the most difficult times, there's always something positive we can focus on. There might be people, like Dominic had some nice friends, brought him to see the dolphins. What a great experience. But there's always some positive there. Kim says that as human beings, we have something like 14 billion pieces of information, or million, I don't know, happening all at the same time, all these little bits, but our minds can only pick up 140 of them at any moment. So we can choose the moments we want to look at and really look for the good. The next thing is focus on what matters. Give yourself to something, whether it's donating your time, being of service, setting a goal, whether it's creating a memorial for your loved one, something to honor your loved one. really have a goal and focus on what matters. Next is practice gratitude. I tell you, we hear about gratitude all the time, but how often do we practice it? There's always something to be grateful for, however tiny. And if we can spend some time sitting in that gratitude, it really does help us feel better. It absolutely does. All right. Our human minds want to look for the bad, the negative, the guilt, the what ifs. We have to consciously just kind of nip that in the bud and say, no, right now I'm going to give thanks for whatever it may be. And the last thing is grief can make us want to isolate ourselves. It really does. We want to be alone in our own world. Connect with others, connect with people, connect with pets, volunteer your time. Wonderful opportunity to spend time maybe in nature with animals, anything that you can do to be with others. People want to make a difference with you. They really do. They want to listen. They want to be a friend. So just reach out and just say, I need a listener. And I tell you, there's people there for you. So just to connect. So that, and I'm giving Kim Hodis all the credit for this, but it's a beautiful roadmap to bring us back to our own light and to remember who we are. So I want to thank you for listening. I am going to send it over to Dominic for our closing prayer.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you for sharing those beautiful 5 tips. I'm sure we can all take a lesson from those. So friends, as we come to the end of this wonderful Sunday gathering, I ask you once again just to join us in prayer as we give gratitude to our friends and our family in the spirit world. Divine Spirit, Father God, we graciously thank you for allowing us to come together under the banner of We Don't Die. We come from all walks of life, different language, different beliefs, and different race. But you have brought us together as one of love, and as one. We sincerely thank you for allowing our loved ones to come forward and speak their truth once again, that their life truly is eternal and that there is no death. We ask that you use all remaining energy from this service and spread it wherever you see fit to for healing, to heal us, to heal our friends, our family, our animal kingdom, and of course, Mother Nature. And until we meet again, friends, we will say farewell, and farewell with love. Amen.
Thank you, Dominic. And thank you, Darren. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And of course, our friends in the spirit world. Our closing song is called Moment, and it features a lot of children in the video. I think it's just an opportunity to think, oh, we can experience these moments through the eyes of a child. Well, my friends, thank you for joining us for our 277th Sunday gathering. I hope you join us next week. Remember, everything you can find at wedon'tdie.com. Go visit Dominic at dominicboag.com. Mwah. Love to all. Thank you, three amigos. Bye, everyone.